On Friday, the president did make his view clear about a two-state solution, but he also suggested that Netanyahu was open to that view. So did Netanyahu express to the president that, or why did the president think that?
They had a very constructive conversation, and I think I just need to leave it at that. The Prime Minister should speak to his comments, and I'm sure he has and he will. All I can tell you is where the president's head is. Still believes in the two-state solution, and as you heard him say himself, he believes that that there's a way to it. He's optimistic that we can get there, and that it could, obviously any two-state solution is going to require some compromises.
On Friday, when we asked you about it, you said, obviously, we see things differently than Netanyahu based on his public remarks. But the president interpreted those public remarks differently. He said, no, Netanyahu didn't say that he was opposed to two-state solution. So based on what Netanyahu has said publicly, how do you interpret whether he's open or not to a two-state solution?
I would point you back to what the president said. They had a good conversation, including about the importance of a two-state solution. That doesn't mean that we agree on every component of what that can look like. That's why leadership's important here. That's why the president's not going to let go of this, and it's why we need leadership in the region on moving forward. But look, this is, if this was easy, I mean, my goodness, we've had a two-state solution for years now. It's not easy. It's hard. It's really hard, and it requires a compromise. It's going to require negotiation. It's going to require sacrifices again on both sides. The president understands that. He's not Pollyannish about that, and that's why he's staying true to it.
Thank you.
Two things. If I can also ask about this, over the weekend we did see Netanyahu make rather explicit, again, his opposition to a two-state solution. Do you or does the administration not take that opposition at face value when Netanyahu is saying that he does think this is all irreconcilable with the Palestinian state?
We can and have, and I'm sure we'll have very frank discussions with Prime Minister Netanyahu and his cabinet about the future of the Palestinian people and what Gaza looks like post-conflict. And as I said earlier, that doesn't mean we're going to agree with everything. I'll let the Prime Minister speak to his comments.
I'm just struggling to understand. It seems like the president supports a policy, or this White House does, and then the Israeli Prime Minister is coming out in direct opposition to that policy. And I don't understand.
Well, is the suggestion that we should then change our minds and we should not advocate for it anymore?
Does the president think that he gets there? That's what I don't understand. Or is he thinking that he gets there without Netanyahu?
Well, only the Israeli people determine who their elected officials are going to be, not the United States. That's one. Two, the president still believes, and he's, again, not Pollyannish. He knows this is going to be hard stuff, and it has proven extraordinarily elusive to date. But he believes that it's in the best interest of our Israeli friends to have an independent Palestinian state. Now, how that looks, what that looks like, whether they have a military or not, those are discussions that need to be had in the region and with leaders on both sides. But he still believes in the power and the promise of it, and he has for many, many years. So we're going to keep at this. We're going to keep these discussions going. It's also important to remember that Israel is in the middle of a hard-fought fight here with Hamas, and we got to make sure that they can continue to defend themselves.